get to see that often, but the rule went in 2 years ago that you cannot hit the center. There has to be a full second count, and they made contact with him before. Obviously, they hit him immediately.
Boy, you cannot give Syracuse this opportunity. Now, since that rule has gone in, I believe this is the first time I've seen it called.
That's exactly what I said, Mike. That this is the first time I can remember that we've seen it. McIntosh, tough run out over the 45-yard line. Charlton Forbes is there to make the tackle.
Let's take a look at the center. Right here, he's getting hit, I believe, by 2 West Virginia players. There comes the flag right here from the umpire.
And it was the guy on the left side, not the fellow in the stand-up position, that hit him before 1 count went by. That's the reason the flag was thrown. McIntosh weaves his way, and that is a tough half yard, I'm going to call it. It'll be third. They need to go to the 48 as Barrett Green, the junior out of West Palm Beach, Florida, wraps him up.
Ron, Syracuse came out that time in an unbalanced line, and in talking to Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, he said that Syracuse does so much on offense that we've cut back this week on what we're going to do on defense because they give you so many looks. We don't want our players to be confused.
Well, it's third down and an opportunity for this crowd to get in it one more time. It's Johnson in motion, bottom of the screen. McNabb rolls the pocket. Tipped and almost intercepted by Sensabaugh. Landolt putting a lot of pressure on Donovan McNabb.
Ron, this play is really a pick play for Syracuse. Everything goes inside. Watch Kevin Johnson, the outside receiver, what he does right here. He's going to pick the linebacker from West Virginia to try to get the tight end across Brominski, but well covered by West Virginia.
Doug Duncan, the senior out of Hacienda Heights, California, waits to kick again, and the 25-second clock has run out. And he's got the breeze to his back, and this is really not going to be a do-or-die situation.
Well, you talked about the meeting. Perlo Bastine, number 3, he's standing up, pointing to the clock and telling the umpire that it's a penalty on that play. West Virginia is fired up. They've taken this on as a challenge tonight. Coming off those 2 losses.
Antonio Brown again is the deep man for the Mountaineers. Again, it's a line drive kick. And the 18. Stepped out of bounds just as he crossed the 35-yard line, and then he got hit. 40 yards in the kick and 18 on the return.
Good block by Perlo Bastine, number 3. Is going to make a good block. Number 11 also with a big block, Gary Tompkins.
Well, as I mentioned, West Virginia in search of a return guy. And it looks as though they may have found someone that is very worthy.
Well, Ron, a nice run back, well blocked on the punt return.
Zaraway is going to take it for about 3 yards. Jason Poles making the tackle.
Again, Jason Poles is up there too fast, and that's what the coaching staff that's up here in the press box will see, that Jason Poles is coming up, and they'll try to sneak somebody behind him here before long. Can't allow him to come up and make those tackles at the line of scrimmage and disregard any pass responsibility.
Saunders in motion. Quick pass out to him. And they say incomplete. Our score 10-7 West Virginia with 50 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Ball to it behind David Saunders.
First mistake, I believe, for Mark Bulger tonight. He just didn't give that play time enough. It was a bunch set where three wide receivers are together in a little rub off for David Saunders, but he threw it too soon.
Kevin Johnson is the deep man as Jay Taylor stands back to punt at the 25. Wobbly spiral, bounding, and is going to be picked up by Johnson at the 13-yard line and a flag. It's going to be delay of game.
Did he make the fair catch signal?
Obviously he did, Mike, because the minute he took a step forward, the whistle was blown and the flag was thrown. As you can see, the Mountaineers have a player who is injured.
Jerry Porter.
It is. Sorry.
Jerry Porter looked like he was surprised that he didn't run with the football. Tried to stop it. I don't know that that's a fair catch signal. What he's trying to do, I think what he tried to do was get everybody away by using his hands. Kevin Johnson here, he's not fair catching the football. He's trying to tell everybody to get away from the football.
And the official took a penalty. I think you're right. The official took it as a fair catch, and that's the reason he blew the whistle and threw the flag immediately. So as the meeting continues, let's see if they overrule the flag. The ball has been placed dead at the 13.
We have delay of game, receiving team. Receiver signals and then runs the ball. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Well, you'd like your punt returners to make a verbal call, and then I've said this week after week, the call that everybody uses is just the word Peter to get away from the ball. But he didn't make a fair catch signal. He was using his hands to try to, and yelling at the same time.
Well, you know, and Paul is arguing that he's not wrong, but what the officials I think are saying, Mike, is that the people covering the punt don't have time to stop and ask for an interpretation. If they break down and quit and he goes 90 for a touchdown, then you're in a world of hurt. D. Brown stacked up at the 10-yard line. Edmonds is there, and it's very obvious that West Virginia has gotten even more fired up after that touchdown.
But going back to that signal, everybody teaches the hand over the head. So I think Kevin Johnson felt like he was well within the rules to make that signal. He's the go-to receiver for Donovan McNabb since Quentin Spotwood's injury in the Cincinnati game.
And losing Spotwood is huge to Syracuse because he's a touchdown looking for a place to happen at any time. That is the end of the first quarter. So as a change ends of the field, we take a break. West Virginia 10 and Syracuse 7.
Saturday, the world's game storms into the nation's capital, the United States.
So they'll keep it going as the clock continues to move now, under 4.5 minutes. Again, Conrad and D. Brown, the setbacks. McNabb make the option. Drills the pass, got incomplete at the 40. That's Darrell Daniel, a senior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Caden on the tackle, but it's good for 15 yards.
And what makes that so difficult, Ron? It's off the option fake. and the linebackers are frozen because they don't know if it's an option. And once he pulls up to throw, then they've got to try to search out and find receivers. Darrell Daniel just sat in the hole over the center and made the catch.
That's his second completion. The first one on an opening drive for 16 yards. This one for 15. Johnson in motion. And Brown going to be hit behind the line by Charles Fisher. Boy, they saw the run coming and came out very quickly off the corner. And the senior from Aliquippa is there to stop him in his tracks.
Ron, they brought Kevin Johnson in motion, and Charles Fisher just followed him in. And then the running play of D. Brown came right to him. Watch Kevin Johnson in motion. Now all of a sudden Charles Fisher is outside, and he'll come in and make the play, just ducking inside the pulling guard.
That's a nice job. He was on his knees, still got up and made the tackle. Second and 11. Stills with pressure. Pass. Got him complete. That's low at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Syracuse. West Virginia thought he stepped out of bounds, and he was close as the coaches have come down the line.
I think he was knocked out of bounds. I believe they threw a beanbag. Now, maybe he didn't go out of bounds. But they threw the beanbag. Jeff Lowe working against too deep a roll coverage.
Mike, what's really interesting, they did throw a beanbag, which means somebody thought he was out of bounds. They just ran back and picked it up.
Yeah, a nice job again by Donovan McNabb. Showed you a strong arm.
Nate Trout with the extra point. So with 2:55 showing on the clock until halftime, Syracuse goes back on top 14-10, and this crowd is not very happy over the lack of a call on the sideline. But obviously the official didn't see him out.
Well, that shows you again how strong and how potent this Syracuse offensive football team is. There's a roll coverage on Jeff Lowe. Makes the catch, and not a very good job by Jerry Porter breaking down and making this tackle. With the beanbag.
He had been forced out of bounds, and that's the reason they tossed the beanbag. Cheering the Ducks up in Corvallis, and for good reason.
You don't think the state of Florida is interested in that ball game, because that gets them both those teams a little closer.
A lot closer, quite frankly. Peter Ferris will kick it off for the Orangemen. And it's Antonio Brown back deep again. But it's going to come over to the other side, and this is Amos Zereoué. Amos is loose. Went hurdling over the man at the 50-yard line and is going to be stopped at the 47. That is a 56-yard return by Famous Amos.
Good job. Pat Woodcock made the tackle, but a nice job by Amos Zereoué finding and swerving along the line of scrimmage, picking up his blockers, change of direction as he's moving upfield, and there's Woodcock with the tackle.
Amos grew up in New York City, was born on the Ivory Coast in Florida. His mom in Africa, I should say. His mom is still there. His father is a professional photographer, and in fact is here for the ball game tonight, as Swoop is coming replacing Zereoué on this play. Counter Trey. Here's Swoop. First chance to get a look at him, and he'll take it well back to the line of scrimmage as Gibbs is right there.
And Zereoué is an impressive guy, Ron. And his longest run this year, 35 yards. And this West Virginia offensive football team, as defenses try to stop Amos, they're averaging 35 passing attempts, 33 rushing attempts. So, again, he has that feeling. He wants to do what's best for the football team.
Everybody here, though, was talking about the absence of the big play by West Virginia, which has always been something they had in their arsenal. That pass intended for Foreman, well overthrown. 2:01, the clock is stopped. 14-10, Syracuse back on top. The Zereoué will come back into the lineup.